Welcome back to Set Streets and Eats, guys. I'm Chris Bauer. I am in Fairfield, Texas today in front of a Pizza Hut. This is actually called a Pizza Hut Classic. Now, what this is Pizza Hut has been opening these for about the last 5 years or so, maybe a little bit longer, but there's only about 20 of them nationwide. They open them in very small towns, and they are decorated straight out of the 80s and 90s. And they're basically a throwback to Pizza Hut heyday. And I've been wanting to find one of these to go to and experience, and I finally had the chance today, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. Let's go eat. Got a little story behind it, kind of about their roots, starting in Wichita, growing to over 5,000 locations. But this is how they got started. Pictures all over the restaurant of their old original locations. Of course, featuring Pizza Pete, which was the first Pizza Hut, I think the only Pizza Hut mascot when they opened in the 1950s, until they finally went to the name. So the old uniforms. And there's Pizza Pete there. Hut to Pizza Hut. They have their own song. That's great. Maybe it would play in the band. Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut. I'm wondering if they have any of the personal pan pizzas. I don't. Oh, they do. So of course you're not going to come to the classic 80s and 90s Pizza Hut and not order a personal pan pizza, because as most of you guys would have the memories of, as I do, is coming in with your buckets and getting your own personal pan pizza. I remember what a big deal that was to get your own pizza when you were a kid, because you never got your own pizza. I mean, you got slices when your parents would order pizza, but you got your own pizza here at Pizza Hut. It was the only place that did that, and it was such a big deal. And it comes out sizzling in the pan that they cook it in. And yeah, so I had to get one of those. I mean, you're not gonna not do that here. Man, this is pretty cool. This is like going back in time. They got the booths, the tablecloths. I mean, this shot right here could be 1989. That's crazy. Wow. Smart move, Pizza Hut. Very smart move. So like I said, there's only about 20 of these. I think it's less than 20 nationwide. And I think they're in about a dozen different states. But like I said, they're very, very small towns. You can find a complete list of the locations online. Just Google the list, and it'll give you all the locations. But they are called Pizza Hut Classics. They're franchise locations. And they are, from now on, my preferred Pizza Hut locations. I think most times, most people's Pizza Hut experience is takeout. I think that's kind of the way most of the pizza chains have gone. It makes sense. I mean, not a lot of people come to pizza restaurants in the big chains anymore, so it makes more sense for them to be takeout. Pizza Hut had started out as that restaurant. It had the last of the restaurant, clientele, and I think this place having that buffet really makes a big difference too. And which this place does have every now and again. It just doesn't have it right now. And of course, speaking of buckets, we got the poster for it right there. I have no idea. Do they even still do buckets in schools? Comment below if you know. I have no idea if they do or not. I grew up in a religious family, so we didn't have a TV in the house. And so reading was my TV when I was a kid. And except for, the occasional watching shows at grandma's or neighbor's house, that kind of thing. But I used to read a lot of books, so being able to read enough books for a bucket was not hard for me. Also, if you motivate me with pizza, I'm going to do anything anyway. Look at these red cups. Now, not quite the same as the old red cups. If you guys remember, the old red cups were more cylinder shaped, and it was like the rippled plastic, the rippled red plastic. These are still close. These are still red plastic cups. I accept it. I like it. How cool are those? These Tiffany chandeliers. Those are amazing. The other reason that the personal pan pizza got so big here was A, they invented it. Pizza Hut started doing pan crust many years before anyone else was doing pan crust back in the early 80s. And the personal pan pizza they were targeting the lunch crowd. And a personal pan pizza only took 5 minutes. That was their whole campaign, their commercial campaign around it was you could come in and order a personal pan pizza and it'd be ready in 5 minutes. Guaranteed, or your next one was free. That was their whole TV commercial campaign. So it became a really big deal commercial-wise for them to do it. And it got huge. I mean, they exploded in the 80s from that commercial campaign.
I'll have the personal pan pizza, please, and I don't have a lot of time for lunch.
New personal pan pizza from your Pizza Hut restaurant. Ready in 5 minutes, or you get one free next time you come in for lunch.
I'd like a personal pan pizza, and I'm in a bit of a hurry.
New personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut, starting at $1.49. And ready in 5 minutes, or your next one's free. We guarantee it.
And so between that and the buckets, man, personal pan pizzas are the jam. Everybody loves those. They're solid. But yeah, those came out in the mid-80s, 84, 85, something like that. And still around today. They're very delicious. Come think of it. I mean, besides Little Caesars, 4-slice, Detroit style, I think Pizza Hut's really still got the only one of like a personal pan pizza. They really had the market cornered on it, and it remained that way. I can't really think of another example from a big chain pizza place that has an equivalent like it, which is impressive because that was 40 years ago. This table, you can almost imagine that little silver tray over there being an ashtray and there being a smoldering cigarette in it. So the 80s. So this looks awesome. Only thing I'm disappointed it wasn't in the pan sizzling like I remember them, but it still looks delicious. They did plate it. And then I got a modern melt as well, which looks amazing. So I'm gonna dive in, and then didn't even cost me buckets. I'm just gonna pay regular money. Yes. Fabulous. Very hot. Crust is crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. That's the way it should be. I do kind of wish there was a Miss Pac-Man in the corner or something, or some asteroids or something. That'd be pretty dope. So good. I remember those pans were like 500 degrees. You basically always had burns on you after you had a personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut. Totally worth it though. They came out sounding like fajitas. Now I'm gonna dive into the melt. I haven't had the melts yet. By the way, they're really good. Basically like a stromboli almost. That's fantastic. Well, I highly recommend, if you can find a Pizza Hut classic near you, that you go sit down and check one out. It is very nostalgic. It's like going back in time. And you know me, I like finding ways to go back to the 80s and 90s whenever I get the chance to. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little stop, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye now.